Okay, so we're down here actually going to follow this rail bed that dates back to the Civil War. And these were actual Civil War mines that were in operation. You can see this is one right here. These mines go all the way back to about 1862. Some of them 1860. But there was a whole series of these coal mines that were operated during the Civil War and the post-Civil War era. And there's remains of an old rail bed here. And so Mr. Box is checking out one of them here. You can see the water coming out of it. We got some more to check just around the corner here. And then we'll have to go up this draw for a good ways to get to the other mines. But this was a spur line, a branch line if you want to say. I think of the Rome, Dalton, Georgia Railroad. I probably got that wrong. But anyway, so these are very historic mines. Okay, they've been doing a lot of forestry work back here, timber removal. The rail bed down there, who's ever doing this, they just converted the old rail bed into some kind of service road. It's pretty smart. So luckily they haven't gotten to where we're going over here. So didn't know they were doing this down here, but that's the way it is. Hopefully the mine is still there, the next one we're looking for. And right where Mr. Box is going. Okay, this right here is the tramway line. Right here, the mine is further back this way. And this is the old minecart tramway line right here. So this is this one's kind of hard to pinpoint. This was probably most likely operated in the Civil War, and then it was reopened some years later. But this raised bed right here is the tramway, minecart tramway bed right here, and this leads straight to the mine. So they haven't come down here yet. Maybe they won't, because it looks like they're going after pine, tall southern pine. So hopefully they won't come down here and disturb this mine site. So we'll just head on further into the woods, see if we can find it. Okay, Mr. Box, he's going in the right direction there. And just if you were ever not sure if you were on the right spot, you just look and see all the coal. That's it, red rock. And right there. It's all over the place. Now those are tailings piles right there. So all right, man. All right, and we'll just keep moving forward. Okay. All right, we've been in this area. We've done a lot of research on some of the coal mines that predate, some of them predate the Civil War era, before 1861, and the ones operated in the post-Civil War years in this area. And this whole area was mined during the Civil War for coal, because the coal seam was so rich. And this was operated by the Montevallo Coal Transportation Company. And there's a spur rail line that's still there in the woods. However, they are doing way further away. They're doing some timbering. And they have actually used part of the old rail bed for I guess to make it into a logging road. So you know, pretty ingenious, use the old rail bed for a logging road. But anyway, a lot of this up here are tailings piles. And this right here was a huge slope mine operated by the Montevallo Coal Transportation Company. And they had their own little spur line railroad. And this was a twin tracked coal slope mine. And it had a rock tunnel of about 700 feet at a 12-degree down angle before it hit the coal seam. And if I recall, the coal seam is anywhere from 4 to 6 feet in thickness. And it was very desirable, rich Montevallo coal. So this was mined actually during the Civil War. And we're going to be checking out some other areas over here. And there's another drift mine over there. It's closed. So first time for us to be back here. We've done a lot of research on these old Civil War era mines, so it's a real treat for us to come out here in the deep backwoods and see if we can locate at least a few of them. So, but this one was one of the biggest. So anyway, we're gonna head back over here and round this side of the draw and work our way up and see what we can find. Yeah, at least one of the nice things that you get to see, you're out here hiking in the backcountry, is just really outstanding topography. Sometimes you just go through some terrible woods, heavy undergrowth, a lot of brush, but this is pretty wide open. And you see the rock outcrops, and right here is part of the tramway bed, and the tramway bed would head back towards the rail bed, the main rail spur. So anyway, we're gonna head over here, and I think we've got something over here. We don't, Mr. Box, we were heading over this way and he found it. Could be an air shaft, or it could even be a manway entrance. So, but you got this incredible stacked rock wall right here. And just like that could have been put up there in the Civil War era. And it just loops around this way. So, amazing. If that's true, that's, well, it's like, what, 160 years, maybe? Thereabouts, 50, 60 years. So, but anyway, we'll go over here and check this out. But absolutely amazing, that rock wall is still there, diverting the, keeping the bed from eroding, because they probably had a building here, some rails or something. All right, just thought I'd video this rock wall. It's pretty impressive, been here this long. All right, and we're gonna head up over this way. All right. Huh. I was checking to see if that might be concrete, but that's just a cutout piece right there. So, anyway, so you've got a stacked rock wall here, and this leads right down into the mine. The slope mine is about 300-400 feet over that way, and this could have been a manway, but it sure does look like an air shaft to me. So, right there. You see how it's just cut out, squared out, but we'll find out. This was all originally part of the Montevallo Coal and Transportation Company. Okay, so Mr. Box, he's already gone down in. So yeah, it's an air shaft right here. Pretty interesting. This might be one of the oldest coal mines to go in yet. So let me get down there and see what's going on. Okay, that's a look back out, looking back outside right there. And Mr. Box, he's already gone on down, but man, look at that. That is solid granite right there. Or shit, it looks like they put some concrete or something on it, but it's perfect. And you've got a little brick wall right here, and you got those wrought iron gates right there, man. I've never seen that. But anyway, we're gonna head on. I'll head on down there and follow Mr. Box. Okay. Yeah, you can see that's some rough concrete, and you can see those are stacked bricks covered with concrete right there. You can see the remains of the gate was right there, and it's just corroded away. But anyway, you got the other one right here, man. That is old, man. Old wrought iron. You can see that concrete right there, so you can tell by looking at this. There was the remains of another one that this was an air shaft. So Mr. Box, man, he's taking off, man. He's excited. So this is a very historic find. Probably might be one of our best. So we'll head on down there a little bit further. Okay, you can see that drill mark right there. I think what they did is, like a lot of them, they drilled from inside the mine going up. So, so we'll see what this looks like, man. This is man, that's pretty historic right here. I don't see the coal seam yet, but it could be further down. This is big, man. Big. Looks like a side added over here. Got the bats, of course. It's about 50 degrees in here. Perfect. All right, so I'm gonna drop a glow stick. Unknown mines. I'm gonna make sure we don't get lost. Got the glow stick here. All right, pays to do a lot of research. Sometimes this research on these mines can get frustrating because you're looking for like a needle in a haystack. So researching the old maps, topography, township range, but sometimes it can pay off like this. All right, A lot of bats in here. I don't blame them. Oh, there's Mr. Box. All right. I figured as much. That we weren't going to be able to go a long way, but this is impressive. Right. The only thing I see is that little, if you even want to call it a thin piece of coal. We're not even. I don't even know if this will go into the slope mine, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure how far down the coal seam is, though.
Yeah, it's almost like a rock.
Yeah. Well. Well, the slope mine over there, the rock tunnel went for about 700 feet before they hit the coal seam. So so the coal seam could. You said the water's up there.
Right there.
Yeah, it'll probably be underwater. Won't be able to see it, but they had to carve this out by hand. Picks. I saw some drill marks, but impressive, man. We were even able to find this. Oh, got some fossil remains right there on the ceiling.
I can see those.
Yeah, pieces of wood right there. Yeah, whatever that limp, noid or whatever it is, tree. But you can see the texture right there. So there's a attic right there, or a side haulage way, if you want to say. Mr. Box went in there. He said there wasn't anything of significance, but all this dust, if you want to say, the water has risen all the way up in here over 100 years probably. So we'll just go down here to the water line. I mean, not gonna be able to see anything, but interesting nonetheless. Huh. That's completely black. Huh. Never seen that. So, absolutely. 100%. And here's a boy right there. I want to shine the light into him. Like I said, he's trying to get some sleep right there. There he is, buddy. All right. Well, here it is, man. That's as far as you can go. Right here. The rest of this was a deep slope mine. And the rest of it's underwater forever. So unbelievable we found this. Wow. All right. All right. We'll go ahead and start making our way on back up. Fantastic piece of coal mining history. Wow. So I just can't, I don't know, I just can't figure out what all this, either this is just soot, you know? But that air shaft, they had one of those, they might have had a motor driven air fan, or it could have been one of those furnace types where they had the fire down there, but I don't think so because this is sloping. So they probably had a fan up there, and there was a fan house encased over this opening, and it drove the air straight down into the mine right there. So all right, we'll start making our way on back up. Yeah, I tell you, got to watch where you're walking. See all this shale, man, it's like razor sharp. And you definitely don't want to slip. Put your hand out to brace your fall, nothing. Stuff like that, it'll go right through you like a knife. sure why they were working these adits out, unless the coal is up underneath us. But reports indicate the main slope mine, which would be to my right by several hundred feet, it was a rock tunnel slope of about 700 feet before it hit the coal seam. Coal seam was about 4 to 6 feet thick, rich coal. So, all right. Okay, one of the things that's interesting, it's an air shaft, is I guess when they were moving the materials out or something, they had a hose cable right there. You can see the groove right there, and there's a bigger one. So they had some rails in here, I guess, to bring this stuff out. And you can see how it just really cut right through the ceiling right there. So that's very interesting. So we're through checking this one out, man. This was all right, and we'll go ahead and hopefully we'll have the same kind of success when we look for the next mines.
Stay right there.
Okay, coming on back out. That's very interesting. That's cement right there. Man, I'm not sure, but I think there could be a hose cable there. But man, this is an air shaft, but I mean, they could have been using it. Man, they could have been using it as a slope mine or a side haulage. I'm not sure, because the information on this mine is sparse. There's okay information, but that, I don't know, man. That, I mean, it's support for the wall, but that's pretty interesting. Right there. Hey, I got to check out that hose cable right there. So I'm not sure, but it's definitely an air shaft. But how they used it, I'm not sure. Okay, so this right here is the remains of a cable hoist. So there's the cement right there. So, man, I don't know. This is a mystery right here.
Slope mine.
I mean, definitely it's got the slope with it. It's got the cable hoist. But then you have this just incredible steep down angle, man, for that time period. Man, I don't know. But looks like an air shaft. I mean, it could have been a slope with those adits, but there's no information on this one. Just the slope mine, which is about 300 feet, 300 feet to my right. So anyway, well, that's, didn't expect to see that. Well, that's another piece of history right there. So I'm gonna go ahead and get on up out of here. I tell you what, I would not want to be in there in a driving rainstorm, man. This rain just comes down in here and floods through here. But anyway, Mr. Knox is right there. And we'll go ahead and climb on up out of here, man. Great piece of coal mine industry, like I said.
One of the earliest.
All right. So coming out, didn't really know when this mine or anything about what we've just come across, but this is interesting. Got a miner's initials right there. EM. Looks like DT. Could be an E or an L. And it looks like it says 11/14/1908. 11/14/1908, man. So that could be when this thing was built. That's why you got the concrete in here and everything else. So just saw that coming up out of the mine. So that tells you that this was an operation still in 1908, right there. Wow, if I hadn't have looked over and seen that. All right, well, so it was still being used.
We just found some information.
Yeah, it's coming up. So we're still, we're still debating slope mine because it's got the hoist cable, you got the grooves, then you got all this, and this looks cut out right here. You got the opening right there, and I mean, it gives every indication of an airship. We've seen too many of these.
Right.
I mean, not to say we're experts, but we do have, I would say we've acquired a good working knowledge, but all this stuff right here, man, is what gets me. So, I don't know, if it was a slope, man, there's there's no information. Let me tell you, that is the steepest coal slope mine I've ever seen. So, just don't know, but they could have been using the cable hoist here, hauling stuff out or whatever, or materials. So, but anyway, we're going to go ahead and end this. Quit debating. But absolutely historic trip to that Civil War era mine, and surprised, man, it was still being used in 1908. Wow. So that debunks the history that we were researching. All right, good trip on this one. Oh, there he is. Okay, so we've left that mine way back behind us, and just wanted to make a final video. Just just a beautiful backcountry, man. Rolling hills, nice woods, and so we're going to be heading up this way, get to a service road. So, but anyway, that was a good exploration of that Civil War era mine and the post-Civil War era operations of it. So, all right.